absolutely just die for it. I mean, that's a super craving of mine. Yeah, no, it's just like, it is what it is. I guess this is normal now. I may look like cute and like a fun person on the internet, but I'm a farting machine in real life. Isabel, imagination. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to my ASMR channel. Let's talk about pregnancy. I know some of you may not be interested at all, but then this can just be a really boring whispering video and soft-spoken video, and then you can just fall asleep. But if you are interested, then yay, because of course this is the main thing in my life, and I really like talking about this. And I should warn you, Dutch people, I'm Dutch, are very blunt, very honest, so this might be way too much information that I'm going to be sharing. So I'm sorry if this makes you feel uncomfortable, but I just realized now that I'm pregnant is that I love hearing from other women that they're going through the same thing as I'm going through, because it can feel so extremely lonely to be pregnant. I had no idea. You know, you're the only one who can carry that child, even though I have an amazing partner and he does so much. I'm the only one who can go through this process physically, and it just feels, like you're suffering alone. Don't get me wrong, pregnancy is beautiful as well, but it's not great at a lot of times. I've cursed a lot of times, like, dang, this sucks. And it doesn't mean that I don't want this child, I do. So let me just, complain, because that's what Dutch people are really good at. Alright, now let's get into the pregnancy symptoms for the first trimester. Because right now, I'm almost 16 weeks. Thank goodness. Because it does get better. But I'd say the first 13 weeks of pregnancy, in my case, you just have to hold on and just believe in better times. I have a little bump. I don't know if you want to see this. At 16 weeks, this actually makes me insecure because I have a pretty sizable bump already, and people are commenting like, "Oh, you're far along," and I'm like, "No, I'm 16 weeks." So that makes me really insecure that people all of a sudden have something to say about my appearance. And I don't know what normal is. I don't know if you can see, but yeah. So, and the belly is smaller in the morning than in the evening. In the evening, I'm really huge. And I've also definitely gained weight in my arms and my thighs. my breasts. Yeah, so let's get into the symptoms. Alright, so these are the more traditional symptoms that I was expecting and that I got. So nausea, and especially I would walk to the fridge or the dishwasher and I would gag, and I never actually threw up, but I felt super nauseous, especially when I was hungry. And I can't smell, or I can't stand the smell of eggs or pea soup. Oh yeah, and in the beginning when I would brush my teeth. But yeah, never truly vomiting. Then this one, I knew I was going to be tired. You hear this all the time. You know, you're having fatigue. So I thought, I just wanted to yawn a bit more and I would just be a little bit slow. No. This tired, the first trimester tiredness, you actually know this, everybody knows this tiredness is when you have the flu and you can't really stand on your feet for too long, because then you feel like you're going to faint or you're going to vomit, either one or both. That's the tired that you feel. You literally feel like you're having the flu just because you're so tired. I remember wanting to do my emails or editing, and even sitting up straight was too exhausting physically. For a long time I had to lay down, so I laid on my bed and my couch for about 2 months straight. I couldn't do anything. I don't know if this is normal, but I have a really healthy, at least up until now, healthy pregnancy. Everything is normal, so I guess it's just part of the deal. Then tender breasts and nipples. And that's not anymore, so only the first trimester I've had really sore breasts, and they were growing rapidly in the first trimester. Now not so much. Headaches. I've had quite a few headaches in the first trimester, and usually I don't really have headaches, which is I only have headaches the day before I get my period, usually. So I guess this is hormones. I don't know. Cravings. Okay, let's talk about cravings. That first trimester, I could get disgusted by food or absolutely just die for it. Like tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, or those fleshy tomatoes, not a lot of juice, but the flesh from the tomatoes. And fruit like lychee or strawberries. And then popsicles, so just normal frozen popsicles. Or something else is cheese, and melted cheese in particular. Oh my gosh. I actually have my feed on YouTube. My algorithm is completely covered in food. What I love to look at on YouTube right now is the bulldog carbonara ramen. I know they're so bad, so artificial, and just processed food. It's horrible. I know this, but it's a craving. So bulldog ramen with spring onion, sesame seeds, crunchy seaweed, and then cheese. Oh yeah, and some dumplings, some gyozas or something. Oh, I mean, that's a super craving of mine. Alright, so, but these are all things that you would expect. Now let's get into the weirder symptoms, some things that I never ever expected that also are normal in pregnancy, or at least for me. Alright, so the first is, and this alarmed me like crazy, which is stomach cramps. I'd say around week 5, so really early on, when I just knew, like a week after I knew that I was pregnant, I got the most horrible stomach cramps. They were so bad that I actually got scared. I thought maybe I had, an ectopic pregnancy. So I rushed into the midwife's office, and they checked me, and they said, no, you have a normal pregnancy, it's fine, but your uterus is growing really fast. And for me, I had a narrow uterus to begin with. I have narrow organs. Because I had to check. So my aorta is narrow and stuff, and so my uterus is really narrow as well. They checked it. But it blew up, of course, like a balloon. And that gave me huge cramps. It's so bad that I could only breathe them away. And I would have a warm water bottle up on my tummy the whole day. I would just carry it around the whole day because it was so sore. It was hurting so much. And I don't know if this is too much information, but also during orgasms, the stomach cramps are crazy after. Now, this is just the first trimester. This is no longer an issue if you're interested. Nope, just the first few weeks. I'd say my cramps are really bad from week 5 up until week 8 or so. So just a few weeks, but intense. Alright. So I never knew this, but stuffy and congested and bloody nose. So, yeah, I can't really breathe through my nose when I lay in bed. So I breathe through my mouth. And whenever I blow my nose, because it's so stuffy, there's always a blood with it. And this scared me at first, but yeah, no, it's just like, it is what it is. I guess this is normal now. Another weird symptom is, in the first few weeks, sensitive skin. I felt so sensitive and so vulnerable, and I felt like I was a porcelain doll. I don't know. My boyfriend, he could not touch me. I was like, ugh, no, don't. Everything was so intense. All the feelings were so intense and heavy, and I couldn't. It was all too much. Then another weird symptom was emotional, right up from the beginning. Actually, before I knew I was pregnant, I thought I was, having some burnout symptoms or exhaustion, or because I felt the way that I felt when I actually had a burnout when I was 30. I couldn't focus. All the sounds and stimuli just really hit me super hard. I was so overwhelmed the week before I knew that I was pregnant, before I did my pregnancy tests. So this is the first symptom for me. This was really the first symptom. And after that, the feeling overwhelmed kind of subsided. But I had a huge short, so not a huge, but a really short leash. So I would get upset about anything. If I dropped something out of my hands, I would get really angry, really upset, And I still feel like I carry this with me a little bit. I can't really handle much things going wrong right now. I'll just get grumpy. Bless my boyfriend, really. Oh yeah, and then I would have the emotional thing. I would want to say one more thing is that I felt extremely down. I actually thought that I might be having pregnancy depression. I was having feelings like I didn't want to have the pregnancy, or it was just all too much, and I was really feeling depressed. This was only a short while, and it was at the end of my first trimester, and I think this is just because I have felt miserable for so long, for 2 months. I was just done. And now I'm feeling better, and I'm happy again, so I don't feel these negative emotions anymore. Then another weird symptom is restless legs in the evening. And I actually had a really good tip from my gynecologist or midwife. I don't know how you call that, but she said take magnesium supplements, or you can spray magnesium on your legs, or take a magnesium bath. So, and that has really helped. I don't have restless legs anymore. Then this was so annoying. Another symptom is fast heart rate. And I still have this. When I lay in bed, have you ever had like a flu or a hangover, or something severe going on in your body that your heart rate is just going like crazy, like you're running but you're actually just laying flat? That's what it is all the time. So that also makes me feel like I have the flu. The tiredness, the racing heartbeat. It's just, I don't know. Makes me feel like I'm sick. I'm not. I'm pregnant, but okay. And this is still going on now in the second trimester. Then out of breath. Also still going on right now. When I walk or when I stand up and I talk to people, I really have to catch my breath. Right now I'm just sitting down, trying to make this relaxing and peaceful. Alright. Then dry mouth and thirst. The dry mouth it's really an evening symptom for me. So in the evening around 8 o'clock, I start getting a really dry mouth, and I start to just really want to drink like 3 glasses of water, just gushing it down. And I drink enough water. I don't know. I just have like this thirst attack in the evening. I don't know why. Every single night. This is the same every single night. All right. Then oh yeah, trouble sleeping. So I actually have to go to the bathroom at around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning every single night, even though I empty my bladder completely before I go to bed. Doesn't matter. I still have to go to the toilet. And then after that, I can't go to sleep anymore, and this has been a huge problem in the first trimester. Now I'm sleeping a little bit better. I was tired, so tired in the first trimester, but I couldn't sleep at night. That's crazy. And when I would sleep, I would have the craziest nightmares. And I know this from my cycle, because usually when I would almost have my period, I would have nightmares, headaches and nightmares. That's a clear indicator for me that my period is coming up. So it has to be like a hormone thing. And now it's subsided a little bit. So yeah, they say that the hormones in the first trimester are just crazy. They have so much hormones, a cocktail of different hormones, doing all kinds of weird stuff to your body. So, and the second trimester, what I can say now is that it does get better. Oh yeah, this is very charming. A bloated belly, and gas. Again, bless my boyfriend. I may look like cute and like a fun person on the internet, but I'm a farting machine in real life. No, that's not true, but I mean, I have been bloated and so gassy almost immediately when I was pregnant, because I remember that in week 6 or 7, I couldn't close my jeans, my usual jeans anymore, because I was so bloated. So at week 8 or 9, I was already thinking about purchasing maternity clothes because I couldn't fit my clothing anymore. I used the hair tie trick, but I was way too bloated. So yeah, and this has, again, subsided a little bit. It's not gone completely. It just gets worse for me. It got a lot worse. My belly problems. Very charming. All right, more discharge. Let's just talk about all the charming symptoms of pregnancy. More discharge, yes. Sometimes I wear my menstrual underwear because it's so moist down there, and it's not because I'm turned on. No, because my libido in the first trimester was gone, completely out the window. So that wasn't it. No, it's just, again, a weird thing that happens. Well, you know, when I imagined getting pregnant, I was like, yay, no more cramping, no more menstrual underwear, no more, you know. I'm actually doing everything, and it's actually way worse than being on your period. The cramps are like 10 times worse, and I have to wear menstrual underwear for months. But okay. Another very charming symptom. I feel like we're in the charming symptom area right now. Is body odor. I didn't know I was pregnant, but I could have known I was pregnant before I knew, because not only did I feel completely overwhelmed and lost and like, what is going on? My body smelled. My armpits, I don't know, they smelled so different. Usually I don't even wear deodorant. I don't use deodorant at all. And so I didn't recognize this from myself, but I couldn't stand my own smell. I was like, oh, gosh. And that this actually already occurred a week before I knew I was pregnant. So a week before I was supposed to have my period. And this, again, kind of subsided. I still don't feel like I smell like daisies. But it's not as bad as the first trimester. That was just brutal. And then one more symptom is, and this is a personal thing, I think not everybody has this, but I have a lot of single hiccups. These are already a thing for me, so from time to time, I just have like one random hiccup. But now, that one random hiccup occurs about 10 times a day, and that usually would be like a few times a week. Really weird, but this is a thing for me. You know, I don't know why, and my boyfriend always imitates my weird hiccups. And now I just have so many random hiccups. So yeah, those are the symptoms. I believe I have them all. So I hope that this was recognizable in some ways if you are pregnant, or informative if you are thinking about having a child in the future. Or it's just, I don't know, fun to listen to, or relaxing. I don't know if this is really relaxing, but anyways. Alright, well, if you are in the first trimester right now, thinking, when is this terrible time going to end? Hopefully, I can't say for sure, hopefully around week 13, 14, you'll start to feel a little bit better, and it'll gradually become better and better. But you never know. Every pregnancy is different. So, alright, sweetheart. Thank you so much for spending time with me and listening to all my weird symptoms and complaints. I am truly blessed, and I feel really happy about the pregnancy, but that doesn't take away from the suffering. It just goes hand in hand. Alrighty. Have a wonderful night's sweetheart. Good night. Sweet dreams. Sleep tight. Wel te rusten.